There are behind the scenes documentaries, and then there's the making of Resident Evil 4, a bonus disc that was supposed to give fans a serious, in depth look at how one of the greatest games of all time was made. Instead, what we got was an unintentional comedy classic about Capcom slowly losing its collective mind while accidentally reinventing the entire survival horror genre. This is a documentary. This is a journey filled with ghosts, cursed prototypes, roundhouse kicks, and developers who look like they haven't slept since 2001. It's like someone trying to bake a cake while the kitchen keeps catching on fire, but then somehow the cake ends up winning Game of the Year. The documentary wastes no time throwing you into the chaos. Right out the gate, they casually mention that Resident Evil 4 went through four complete versions before the one we actually got. Not little tweaks, not small changes, entire full-length games just deleted, gone. One version had Leon in a castle fighting actual ghosts, like full-on haunted chandeliers and spooky mist. Leon Kennedy, man of perfect hair and sass, wandering around like he accidentally walked into the Casper Horror Edition. Another version had him affected by some curse, hallucinating creepy dolls and weird monster like he was starring in Resident Evil Shrooms. It looked like Silent Hill's emo cousin. The dev team scraped all of this together multiple times. You can tell by the tone of the interviewers that by the time they rested development, another programmer's soul left their body. Then there's Shinji Makima, the director. He shows up in the documentary with this calm, I didn't just throw 2 years of work away energy. The man speaks like a Zen master, but you know he demanded roundhouse kicks be added at 3 a.m. while staring at concept art of Leon in skinny jeans. Every developer talks about him like he's part genius, part tyrant, part caffeine-powered prophet. The vibe is very, yeah, he's a visionary, but also I haven't seen my family in months because he decided Leon needed more suplexes. And honestly, respect, he looked at traditional survival horror, fixed cameras, tank controls, slow zombies, and said, yeah, let's turn this into an action horror WWE extravaganza. The motion capture footage might be the funniest of the whole disc. You get grown adults in tight black suits covered in ping pong balls pretending to be villagers with pitchforks, chainsaw wielding maniacs, Leon Kennedy doing a perfect German suplex. Imagine showing up to work and your boss says, today you're getting decapitated by a guy in designer jeans. Try to make it look realistic. The mocap actors sell it though. Watching someone dramatically pretend to get roundhouse kicked by Leon in a warehouse full of cameras is pure cinematic. Oh, the voice acting segments are beautiful. They show the actors in tiny booths delivering these deadly serious lines while surrounded by four walls, like they're recording in someone's laundry room. The guy voicing Leon is out here giving Tom Cruise action hero energy while reading dialogue about bingo. And Sattler's voice, that man read every line like he was auditioning for a Sunday morning cartoon villain of the year. The voice is over the top. It accidentally became iconic. The documentary keeps cutting to the early builds of the game, and oh my god, they are cursed. One minute you got Leon fighting haunted suits of armor like he's stuck in Scooby-Doo Biohazard edition. The next, you see the first glimpse of the over-shoulder camera, and suddenly it's like someone turned on the lights in the genre. You can feel the devs realizing, wait, this might be actually good. The tone shifts from we are trapped in development hell to holy crap, this might save the franchise real fast. Then there's Chainsaw Man. Every time he appears in the behind the scenes footage, it's unintentionally hilarious. They talk about him so seriously, we want it to be terrifying, while showing earlier builds while he just stands there, revering the chainsaw like he's waiting for pizza delivery. Eventually they nail it, and Chainsaw Man becomes the single scariest video game enemy of 2005, but watching his awkward test footage is peak comedy. Throughout the whole documentary, the developers coding, designing, recording audio, all looking one Red Bull away from passing out. The energy is this perfect mix of creative genius, pure exhaustion, slight madness. One guy's animating monks doing backflips, another program exploding heads. Someone else is trying to make Ashley start running directly into danger like she's speed running her own kidnapping. It's chaos, beautiful, productive chaos. The best part, the documentary takes itself so seriously. Dramatic music, intense interviews, people talking about game-changing innovation, all while you're watching Leon Kennedy suplex a monk in 240p graphics. It's like a nature documentary narrated by David, except of penguins. It's just developers debating whether Leon's jacket should have more zippers. By the end, they finally have Resident Evil 4 as we know it. The over-shoulder camera works, the enemies are terrifying, the game slaps. You see the team smiling for the first time in the entire documentary, like prisoners who finally tunnel out of Shankshaw. After years of chaos, canceled prototypes, and cursed ghost versions, they created one of the most important games in history. Final verdict, 11 out of 10 surpluses. The making of Resident Evil, the European version, is the documentary is a perfect mix of unintentional comedy and genuine inspiration. You'll leave with a newfound respect for the game, but also tears in your eyes from laughing at cursed early builds and exhausted developers' motion, capturing monk karate. It's chaotic, it's dramatic, it's hilarious, and it's worth watching. The best part is how serious everyone is all about. The developers speak hushed, reinvent tones like they're describing an archaeology dig instead of admitting they accidentally made Resident Evil Scooby-Doo edition before landing on the right formula. By the end, you can tell the entire team was proud and slightly traumatized, but hey, they changed gaming forever. They invented the over-shoulder camera, gave us Chainsaw Man, and turned Leon into a roundhouse kicking action hero with more sass than most Marvel characters. And yet, despite all the innovation and chaos, the documentary itself feels like a time capsule from a wilder, funner era of game development before everything was polished to corporate perfection. It's messy, it's ambitious, it's unintentionally hilarious. It's perfect. And maybe that's why the making of Resident Evil 4 hits so hard. It's a weird mix of exhaustion, triumph, and an unintentional humor that leaves you respecting the game even more. Because though all the cursed builds, sleep deprived interviews, and over the top acting, they made a masterpiece. A masterpiece with roundhouse kicks.
New Resident Evil. So whether you gave up on the series, have never played it before, or have been patiently awaiting this game since the last one came out, I feel it has turned out very well. So if you're a fan of games, this game is a lot of fun, and I encourage you to try out this new action-packed chapter in the Resident Evil series. Thank you.